3-hour break. We're set for baseball again at Citizens Bank Park. It'll be game number 2 of a day-night doubleheader. Game 1, which featured 2 rookie pitchers, went to the Florida Marlins. The Phils are looking for a little different outcome. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Gary Matthews. We'll talk to Wheels in just a little bit. Well, Game 1 certainly did go to the Florida Marlins in so many ways. They pitched better, and Sarge, they hit better than the Phillies.
Well, you're absolutely right. Actually dominating the game. And let's just face it, offense is not doing the job at this particular point in the season. Now, take a look here at Game 1. The highlights you'll be able to see there. Tracy goes deep into right field there. That made it 2-0 at that particular time. And again, these guys here just not doing what they should be. And take a look here at their swing. Not in the zone and not being aggressive. We talk about hitters being balanced, not having balance. And when you're not going to be successful. Here's a hit now by Mendez, the rookie pitcher. One way to get him out of the game is make him pull a quad muscle. Well, that didn't do any good. Mendez, as he gets his first hit there in the major leagues, and slanting as he gets ready to hit that ball out of the ballpark. Another rookie, as he's doing the job there. This guy has power and power to burn there. When you take a look here at the graphic, 7-1. The Marlins end up winning that game, Tom, and again, they're going to have to do better the second one.
Yeah, the Phils had just 1 hit up until the 9th inning. That's when they got a couple of hits and their only run of the game. Well, they're hoping that their luck turns because Roy Oswalt is on the mound. Now, Oswalt has been fantastic in a Phillies uniform, and Sarge, he's been really good throughout his career here at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, haven't lost the game, as a matter of fact. Again, we're looking for one of those stellar performances there from Roy Oswalt. Now just take a look there at his highlights. He'll be moving it in and out. Again, he wants to pitch against the best, and that's the kind of pitcher you want out there for your second ball game. Want to give him a chance to be able to win, and he is going to be able to do that just by throwing strikes, keeping ahead of all those hitters. Now, there's his record there, 7-0. What I like about that, Tom, look at the strikeout. 45 strikeouts in those 48 and 2/3 innings. This guy is the real deal. ERA just over 2.
7-0 overall, 4-0 with the Astros here at Citizens Bank Park. But since putting on a Phillies uniform, he is 3-0 here at Citizens Bank Park. So he'll be opposed tonight by the guy on the left, Aníbal Sanchez. The Phillies have faced him 3 other times this year. The lineups and first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. It's the Now's the Time sales event at your Toyota dealer. Hurry, offer ends soon. By Southwest Airlines. Want to see what a real airline is like? Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By Xfinity. It's TV, phone, and internet reinvented from Comcast. By Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Get the stadium ready for Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader. I'll tell you what, they did an unbelievable job getting all of the trash out from the seating area and getting it cleaned up for then a brand new crowd to settle in for the second game of this day-night doubleheader. So all the folks that were part of that today, I'll tell you, we couldn't have got this game going without anybody who was out there getting everything straightened up and ready for the nightcap of this day-night doubleheader. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off in center field, Cameron Maben. Logan Morrison, the left fielder, bats second. Hanley Ramirez hits third, followed by Dan Uggla, the second baseman. Chad Tracy, the first baseman, bats fifth. Wes Helms is over at third. He'll hit sixth. And the bottom third of Mike Stanton, Mike Rivera, and Anibal Sanchez. And they'll face right-hander Roy Oswalt, who's making his 28th start of the year, Wheels, and he has been very good since putting on that Philly red.
Oh, he sure has, Tom. He has done a great job in a Phil's uniform. 4-1 with a 1.89 earned run average. There are his overall numbers, 10-3. But when he was with the Astros, they didn't score much for him. Of course, well, that's happened here, too.
Well, Cameron Maben stands in, and the first pitch is a fastball over for strike one, so we're underway. See the Southwest Airlines scatter report on Roy?
That's his fastball. He was just 93 on that first one. Really good curveball, and using that changeup a lot more. Those are his numbers against the Marlins, including a start against them this year down in Florida.
As a member of the Phillies, and Maben went, according to Alfonso Marquez, the first base umpire. But it's no balls and two strikes.
Throws a changeup on his second pitch, and you know that never used to be Roy Oswalt. It used to be fastball, curveball, and now he'll use that changeup a lot.
In the air to center field, Victorino is over and in. 3 pitches, 1 away. Here the first. All right, Wheels, let's see if the keys to tonight's second game are a little better than game 1.
Well, put that down, Tom. Put game 1 in the rearview mirror, because that was a stinker. That's just a bad game. So forget all about it. Let's go get them and have some good at-bats in this game, because they didn't have a lot of good at-bats in game number 1.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event going on now. Vance Worley threw 5 innings in game 1. He didn't pitch badly. In fact, he was lifted more because the Phillies needed some offense when his turn came up in the lineup. And Logan Morrison, black eye and all, 1 for 4 in game 1, riding a 5-game hitting streak, is behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike.
And just remarkable that he's playing in this doubleheader tonight after that foul ball that hit him in the eye yesterday.
First ball of the night off the glove of Ruiz, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Morrison also collided with Emilio Bonifacio in game 1, going after a ball. In fact, it was probably the hardest hit ball of the day. And he hit Bonifacio in the face, so he was trying to return the favor.
Yeah. You did it to me, I'm going to get you back.
Hit hard, and it's a base hit to right field. So Morrison has a 6-game hitting streak.
He's on base all the time, too. 27 straight games he's been on base. A good-looking hitter.
Well, here's what happened yesterday. Bonifacio was up in the 10th inning, and he sliced one right toward his on-deck circle, and it hit Logan Morrison right in the face. Look, his helmet popped off. It hit him so hard. And he had a black eye. You can actually see the shiner starting to form already. And you can see the stitches even now on his face. Not the stitches to fix a cut. The stitches from the baseball.
Right.
And then Ramirez swinging at the first pitch.
Anybody who ever played or maybe got in the wrong way of a foul ball knows what that's like, because that baseball, when it hits you, it's spinning. It really spins, and when it hits, it makes a little brand on there. And there it is.
Well, they said he worked it with some treatment overnight, was able to get the swelling down. The eye never closed, or if it did, they were able to open it.
Yeah, and it's not his dominant hitting eye. If he were a right-handed batter, they didn't think he'd be able to hit.
Another fly ball to center field. Victorino got a late start, but he finds it. And there are 2 outs. So the 2 outs recorded on fly balls to Victorino. And that'll bring Dan Uggla to the plate. Oswalt in the Phillies uniform is 4-1 with a 1.89 ERA. He's allowed only 33 hits in 48 1/3 innings of work. Pretty impressive. He's also picked up 41 strikeouts along the way. Ugla was 3 for 5 in the first game of the series. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Phillies begin play tonight a game behind the Braves in the National League East. The Braves have already lost today to the Pirates 3-1. Charlie Manuel had a great quote after the first game of this day-night doubleheader. You can see the standings. Phillies are a game and a half over the Giants in the wild card. He said, well, we've hit like we're a 78-win team. So let's start hitting better, and maybe we can win some more ball games and put this race away. Yeah, that's essentially what he said.
He's running out of clever things to say. He's just kind of throwing his hands up in the air right now. Like, what am I going to do? These are my guys. These are my best players that are back right now. And I'm either going to sink or swim with them. And if they don't hit, then it's really going to be a struggle because you just can't win every game with pitching. And their pitching has been very good. But there'll be games when it isn't.
The Phillies are hitting 192 as a team on this homestand so far, which is 4 games.
Yeah, and they did not hit on that West Coast trip. They played well. They eked out some wins. That the one game they hit in was, when you get in that arena baseball game, and in Colorado, you always hit in those games. Can't help it. At least it seems that way.
Yeah, very rarely will you have a 1-0 or a 2-0 game.
Yeah, even with the new baseballs.
2-2 the count to Ugla. Looks like they're going to try to come inside with a fastball. Got it in on his hands. A pop-up right around the second base bag. Chase Utley calls off Jimmy Rollins, and the side is retired. Well, a better start to game 2 than game 1. No runs. 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Marlins nothing. The Phils coming up. Game 2 brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Shane Victorino leads it off at center field. Placido Polanco bats second. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the cleanup batter. Jimmy Rollins is in the 5-hole at shortstop. Raul Ibanez bats 6th. Dominic Brown is in right field hitting 7th. Carlos Ruiz will bat 8th. And batting 9th and pitching, of course, is Roy Oswalt. And they will face Anibal Sanchez. I'm trying to get it right, Wheels.
You got it. Anibal Sanchez, pretty good pitcher out of Venezuela. Guy's pitched a no-hit, no-run game in his major league career, and he could be really good, or other nights you can hit him. It just depends, especially depends on his fastball command, because then he uses breaking stuff, and he's very effective then. Here's the scouting report on him from Southwest Airlines. He has pitched against the Phillies a lot, as we put on there. He really likes to use that breaking stuff, but he needs to have command of the fastball in order to use that stuff.
Well, he's allowed 9 earned runs against the Phillies in 17 innings of work this year. They hit him in 2 games. They didn't hit him in the other game. And he's ahead of Victorino 0-1. Shane was 0 for 2 with a couple of walks and a stolen base in the first game. He tried to hustle his way on with an infield hit, but he's retired by Henley Ramirez, 1 away. Hanley Ramirez and Sanchez were both part of the turnaround of the Marlins franchise several years ago. Those two were acquired from the Boston Red Sox in the deal that sent Josh Beckett and Mike Lowell to the Red Sox. You know, a lot of times when you trade a superstar, you don't always get potential superstars in return. Well, the Marlins got two pretty good players back. One superstar in Ramirez, and Sanchez, who's been a pretty serviceable starting pitcher for them.
Yeah, and they knew they were trading a great pitcher in Josh Beckett, but they didn't think they could sign him. There are those two guys that came in the deal. Other players involved too, but those are the marquee players. And then Lowell went in the deal because they wanted to dump his salary, and the Red Sox took on that salary. And Mike Lowell had one really good year for him before his hips started to act up.
Yeah, he basically helped him to the World Series.
Right.
2-1 the count to Polanco. Polanco batted leadoff in the first game, and he did that one time, grounded back to the pitcher. And there are two away. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Nancy Robbins of Collegeville, PA. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Nancy will win $300. Oh, with 2 outs, here's Chase Utley. Chase was 0 for 3 in game 1. And even with that, he's hitting over 400 in his last half dozen games. And he takes the first pitch fastball high. It's 1-0. Sanchez in his last start threw 126 pitches. That's worth noting this late in the year. I mean, guys are durable. Guys like Sanchez are durable, but he has had arm problems during his career. Sometimes when you throw that many pitches in this day and age in baseball, you're not as sharp the next time out.
Absolutely something to look for. He's come out throwing a lot of fastballs too, and the top velocity's been 90. He used to have, I think even the last time we saw him, he was up around 92. That's what he put on the scouting report, a little bit higher. And he may get to it as he gets looser and the game goes along. But right now, in the high 80s to 90 is his fastball. And he has not used a whole lot of breaking stuff.
With a fastball, that one's a 93, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he can do that. It was almost like he threw a 4-seamer there and really let one go.
That got a piece of Chase, so he's hit by a pitch for the second time today. He's hit by a pitch in game 1. It's the 12th time he's been hit this year.
That thing came running in on him like it was a cutter. You see, it just had a little bit of bite there, and it just grazed him. And the catcher took more of a hit on that than Chase Utley did.
Yeah, I was wondering if Mike Rivera was walking around a little bit as Utley was going over to first. And I thought he was frustrated, but it was more that he was probably in a little bit of pain.
Yeah, he got nailed. Because they're defenseless on that. You know, that thing takes a carom like that, and it'll get catchers in non-protected areas.
Ryan out in front of the first pitch from Sanchez. Well, here's game 1 where Chase was hit. It was nearly the same spot.
And one was a fastball and one was a cut fastball or slider.
Quick throw over, and Chase is back.
Giants won that game at Arizona in 11 innings, so they continue their hot play. They're really playing well and pitching well.
Well, their general manager brought all the starting pitchers into Bruce Bochy's office the other day, and it was supposed to be a meeting between Brian Sabean, Bruce Bochy, and all of the starters. And I guess Brian Sabean did all of the talking, and basically called them out and said, "You need to pitch better." Well, they have.
Well, they have a good starting staff. There's no doubt about that. They're pitching well now.
In the dirt, Rivera blocks it, and it runs up the first base line.
You know, Utley just didn't read that right away, that it had that much kick to it, or obviously he'd have been at second base. But the last thing he's going to do there is get thrown out with 2 outs and Ryan Howard at the plate. And he's very good at reading, but this is a hard ball to read. See, it bounces off. Now he's starting back. His momentum's back now. By the time he sees how far that thing's going to roll, it's too late. And let's face it, Rivera kind of shut it down a little bit too when he started to chase it, when he saw Utley going back.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, it was Nate Schierholtz's 2-run triple in the top of the 11th that led to the victory for the Giants. How about that? Was a 0-0 game.
Yep.
Into the 12th or into the 11th.
Arizona too. At Arizona, where the ball flies and those D-backs hit homers.
That hit the bat of Ryan Howard, so it remains 2-2.
Well, he's mixing them up. His fastball velocity is picking up. Now he just threw a changeup. Now he comes in on a fastball. Had him diving a little bit, and then, as you said, Tommy, it hits the bat. Kind of thought Sanchez was going to pick up his velocity a little bit.
The ball almost got away from Chad Tracy. Down on strikes. He just didn't recognize where that pitch was, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We've completed 1 here at Citizens Bank Park, and it's the Marlins nothing, the Phillies nothing. Top of the second, Chad Tracy leads things off for the Marlins against Roy Oswalt, and it's no balls and 1 strike to Tracy. Tracy's 4 for 25 against Oswalt in his career. And that fastball flies outside. Chad Tracy was 1 for 4 in the opener of this day-night doubleheader, and that one was a home run in the second inning. Made it 2-0. As it turns out, that's all the Marlins needed. And a changeup pulled on the ground. Nice hop for Ryan Howard. Hey, the New York Mets will be in town, and we're going to be saying this a lot, for one final trip during the regular season. The series begins Friday, September 24th at 7:05. Back-to-back night games in the final weekend of home games here at the ballpark for this regular season. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Tickets are moving very quickly, so you can log on anytime by going to Phillies.com, or you can call 215-463-1000 to make your purchase.
Yeah, and this series is it for the Fish this year here in Philadelphia.
Phillies have done very well against the Marlins down in Florida. They're 5-1 against the Marlins in Florida. Not the same story here at home. The Phillies are 2-4 against Florida here at Citizens Bank Park.
Well, they're getting close to wrapping up this brutal stretch they've been into of 24 games in 23 days. After tonight, 2 games left. And they'll have their first day off since August 9th. And they had to, you know, they had to do it this way. They had to waive the 20 straight. They can't play more than 20 straight because they had to figure out a way to get that game in Denver in, and then to make this one up that was rained out earlier in the year. So, you know, that's why they've had to jam this part of the schedule. Then it gets more normal with Thursdays off the rest of the way.
1-2 the count to Helms. That just missed. Now, when you say they had to waive the 20 straight game rule, the collective bargaining agreement says you can only play 20 consecutive days.
Correct.
Without a day off.
Right. And, you know, they had to meet. There was a lot involved in that with both organizations, with the Rockies, of course, and the Marlins, to get all this done. And everybody worked it out well. It just turned out to be a very, very difficult stretch, and they've actually done pretty well in it.
2-2 the count.
Phillies, you know, decided that the best thing to do would be to come back from California and play at the game in Denver, and then the Rockies were already out there on a West Coast trip, so they just flew in, played it, and then continued on their coast trip. That's the one thing now, when you only play a team once, home and away, and you get bad weather, you run into problems on how to make those games up.
Boy, Oswald is really peppering the center of the diamond in the air. Chase Utley back a few steps, makes the catch.
Well, they're not getting on top of his fastball. They're popping him up. Or he's popping them up.
Well, 2 gone here in the second. Here's Mike Stanton. Stanton had 3 hits in the first game. Or excuse me. Yeah, 3 hits in the first game, including a home run.
Talked to Charlie. Spent a lot of time with him between games, and, you know, did you consider walking him when it was 2-0 and the base was open? And he said, well, yeah, I considered. He said, but this guy's stone cold coming in here. He said, I thought my guy could get him out. And as it turned out, he had a high fly ball and went out of the ballpark. And it was a big part of the game because it took him 2-0 to 4-0. But Durbin had pitched well at that point and was making right-handed hitters look silly.
Yeah, Stanton is now 5 for his last 60.
Yeah, that's stone cold. And that includes the hits in the first game.
Correct.
So that's why they pitched to him there. And, you know, as I said, Chad had pitched well at that point, but he kind of looked like a cutter in the middle of the plate. And he hit a home run. That's baseball. Here it is. Watch where this thing is. See, it's just like a little spinner out there. And he hit it high in the air. And, no, that's a short part of the yard there, and it went out.
Well, after falling behind 3-0, Oswald has got the count back full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreless game here at the top of the second. Stanton has combined to hit 37 home runs this year. He hit 21 down in the minor leagues. Now the majors does not equate to the minors, but that's a lot of home runs.
He is really strong.
And he foul tips that one in and out of the glove of Ruiz.
There's no part of the ballpark can hold this guy.
I think he thinks he's out. That would be the 3rd out if he was.
He's really confused. Because not only is he not out, but that would have been the 3rd out, and he'd be heading out to his position waiting for his glove. So he doesn't know how many outs there are, and he doesn't realize that Carlos Ruiz dropped now. So that's a double kangaroo court thing if teams did that anymore.
In the air to left field. That's well hit. And that's going to be his second home run of the day. That is a long one into the second deck. Wow. Over the Geico sign. And it's 1-0 Florida.
And how strong he is. That was something slow, too. He's applied his own power on that. And Oswald looking like, you got to be kidding me. They're going, whoa. That's a big home run. Man. What did he throw? A changeup? Yep. It's a changeup. Oh, my. Look how close he was to being out, too. That ball just popped out of Ruiz's glove.
Well, he had a 500-foot home run earlier this season. That's not 500 feet, but that's a pretty good shot.
I think I just got done finished saying that no parts of the ballpark can hold this guy. And that was scary.
It's not often that you see balls hit up into that second deck.
Not that far over.
No.
I mean, that thing was in left center. How about the one he hit in the first game? It was just this little pop-up that barely made it. And that one he hits in the second deck.
1-2 the count to Mike Rivera with 2 away. Well, 17 home runs now, 45 RBIs for Stanton.
Oswald has a problem with a pitch count. A lot of the games that he's pitched so far. And this looked a little easier, and now all of a sudden a lot of foul balls in this inning. It's hard to believe he's up to 35 already.
And a called strike 3 right down the chute. First strikeout of the night for Oswald. And the side is retired, but the Marlins take the lead. A long home run by Mike Stanton. It's his second one of the day and his 17th overall, and it's 1-0 Florida as we go to the bottom of the second. Eagles head coach Andy Reid in an exclusive interview with Derek Gunn. Hear his take on his new quarterback and the new era of the Eagles, plus much more. Only on Meet the Eagles with Andy Reid, Tuesday night at 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, the Marlins lead at 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Jimmy Rollins, Raul Ibanez, and Dominic Brown for the Phillies. Sanchez struck out one, hit a batter in the first inning. And a liner to left field. Maven's coming on, and he's going to play it on a hop. And Jimmy's aboard, leading off the second.
I don't know why Jimmy Rollins is batting fifth in this game. Well, Charlie said, look, I had all these left-handed hitters lined up in a row. He said, I'm doing everything I can to try and get Jimmy started. So he said, I'm going to hit him fifth. In this game, it gives me a switch hitter in there if they bring the left-hander Oman into the game to break all those left-handed hitters up. You know, maybe something good will happen for him in this game. Well, first time up, at least something good happened. That was his logic for the lineup.
Jimmy played one other game as the 5-hitter. He was 1 for 3 that day. He's now 10 for 46 out of the leadoff spot. Jimmy batted 5th on May 20th against the Cubs. That's when he was 1 for 3. The other thing, too, is that maybe you jumpstart Victorino a little bit, too, in that leadoff spot.
Yeah. A lot of guys need to get jump started.
Outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Raul.
Just to put a couple hits together, put a couple hits and a walk together, something, a rally. You know, it's just been a struggle. And it happened more than once this year.
It wasn't a pitch out, but it was close to it. It was just an outside pitch, and it's 2-1.
It's a great hit and run count, but you know they don't hit and run a lot because they have so many guys that swing and miss. And really he has a hole open on the right side. You know, you want to give him a shot at it.
And the throw over, and again Jimmy's back diving. Jimmy's stolen 16 bases this year. He's been caught 1 time.
And their bench will give a throw over there because they're thinking the same thing. 2-1. There's a hit and run count, and let's see if he flinches a little bit. Now you wouldn't pitch out 2-1, and that's why it's a good count to do something. Change up. Good one. And that's the point about trying to play hit and run with this team, because so many guys swing and miss the pitches. It's hard to do.
Mike Rivera getting the start tonight behind the plate. Line drive, base hit it to right center field. Jimmy will hold up at second. Stanton has a very good arm. And the Phillies have back-to-back hits. Here in the second with nobody out. That ball was right in on the thumbs of Ibanez, but he was able to muscle it to right center.
There you go. There's a good start.
Back in game 1, the Phillies had back-to-back runners on twice, in the 8th and in the 9th.
Fastball, a little bit middle in, and Jimmy Rollins, of course, reading where Stanton is. He has a very good arm, plus he charged it. So you just have to stop there at second base.
Well, here's Dominic Brown talking about jump starting the offense. Charlie's also trying to give Dominic Brown some at-bats. Dominic is 2 for his last 12 with 7 strikeouts. And you can see the fans here in Philadelphia have really taken to him already.
Well, you know, it's so much hype coming in here in his minor league career and what he has a chance to accomplish here in the major leagues. Charlie just decided he had to sit Worth in this game because he struck out, 13 out of 19 at bats against Sanchez. And then he was kicking around who he was going to play in the outfield. Finally decided he was going to let Dominic Brown play, and you know, and take it from there and hope that you know, he can have a good game. I don't think people realize how much thought goes into a lineup, especially when you're struggling a little bit. And some of the things they try to do to change things up or have the right players in the right spot. And there's a lot of thought went into this lineup tonight.
Or keep it the same way, hoping that they'll eventually start to get out of their offensive doldrums.
Right.
1-1 the count to Dominic. Off the end of the bat, and it's 1-2. Charlie was very positive after the ball game. As he said, he's kind of tried everything to get the team rolling. He's had team meetings. He's talked to the guys individually. He's very positive, though, in his post-game comments about the game. So, listen, we're still a game back. The Braves lost today. Let's just go out there and just get a win.
Okay, you get to this point in the season, and there's not a whole lot you can do, especially if your guys are healthy. And have a track record of success, too.
Three and 2 to count.
What do you say if you're Bud Black right now? They lost 10 in a row.
Well, they had a players-only meeting prior to last night's game, and they wound up losing last night's ball game. They lost to the Rockies, who won again today, 10-5 over Cincinnati.
Yeah, they're starting to warm up a little bit. They seem to like September.
3-2 the count to Brown. And ball 4. The bases are loaded. Sanchez thought he had strike 3.
I'm going to ground would have walked away too. That was close.
And Randy St. Clair is going to come out. Sanchez, I think, is a little honked out on the mound. So they're probably trying to calm him down a little bit.
And you can see he put his glove over his mouth. It's a changeup. See him choking. It's high. Pitch is high.
Well, Rivera had to pull it down. That sometimes gives it away.
You know, it's high. Even in today's strike zone, you know, which is barely above the belt, that was even for a tall guy, that was high.
Ted Barrett is the home plate umpire tonight, and he is the crew chief. The normal crew chief is Dale Scott. Ted Barrett is not part of this crew normally. He was brought in. So was Alfonso Marquez, because there are some umpires who are vacationing, and they usually give the umpire who was behind the plate in game 1 off in the night portion of the day-night doubleheader, and the guy that's behind home plate in game 2, he usually doesn't work the first game.
Right. That's been a new rule for about 10 years now.
The bases are loaded, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Carlos Ruiz. Carlos is 5 for 14 against Sanchez in his career. He was 0 for 2 as a late substitution in game 1. They'll play the infield back. 2-0.
Pitching, playing him way over in right center field, too, so that must mean they're going to pitch him away. And that's what they've done in the first 2. He has a huge gap in left center. See all this room out here because they're playing him in this area and pitching him away. It's up to the pitcher to make pitches here.
Three-0 the count. Carlos, a .375 hitter, with runners in scoring position in his last 34 games. Edwin Rodriguez knows that, but he also knows that his starter is struggling right now with his command. You figure that Carlos will be taken. We'll see. Ball 4, and that forces in the tying run. Back-to-back walks. It's a 1-1 game.
Those are 2 really good at-bats, Edwin Rodriguez and on there by Dominic Brown to get the 3-2 walk on a close pitch, and then not even close to Carlos Ruiz.
Well, there's Brown talking to Hanley Ramirez over at second base. Carlos Ruiz is at first. Sam Perlaza just had a conversation with Roy Oswalt.
I was trying to figure out what that was too. You know, like go ahead into a double play or get a run or strike out. No, he wouldn't say that.
Probably told him to take.
Yeah,
so he gets a strike.
More than anything, yeah, if you take to get a strike, you know, you could give a sign for that, but I guess maybe you want to come down and make sure.
Oh, Randy St. Clair. He's yelling at Mike Rivera about something. He was telling Rivera to line up straight behind home plate and just get a fastball over.
Stop trying to hit corners and hit spots.
Ball 2, 2-1.
Boy, Sanchez really overthrown. Well, they need to make him pay.
Off the end of the bat, a flare to right. Stanton is there, played it perfectly, and they'll draw the throw.
Sorry, he didn't hit it with a double play. That's good. Although you would have gotten a run out of it. So we'll see if it's good. Let me put it this way. It's good right now. How's that?
As long as Shane gets a hit.
Yeah, or if he hits on the double play, then it wasn't so hot.
Well, can't always predict that.
No, you got to take your chances that that your leadoff guy and a guy who's an RBI guy many times can do something here.
Well, Shane earlier this year batted leadoff when Jimmy was on the DL and did a very good job. And he lights one to right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Ibanez will score. Here comes Brown flying home. The throw to the plate on one hop. He is out at home plate.
He didn't get a good jump on home plate. And Sam Palazzo sent him, and he makes a lot of good judgments. He sent him there, because he's so fast, but the ball was looped a little bit, and it looked like it around home plate, around third base when he really started to turn it on. Victorino got jammed on that thing. Stanton, that's why you don't send guys on him too often, because he can throw. He and Dominic Brown are two tremendous athletes, and a good plate block there by Rivera. Took a really wide turn too, but he was going to be nailed anyway.
Well, that was a fantastic throw.
Well, it all comes from charging the ball, Tom. If you can, that's when third base coaches hold guys a lot of times when we see a guy charging the ball like that. But he had such a fast runner. That guy's got a lot of tools, huh?
It was everything about what he did was graceful. Jimmy's talking to Dominic Brown right now. Maybe about the jump, maybe about the read. Oh, it won the count to Polanco. And Polly's down in the hole, 0-2. Phillies did not lead in the first game of this series earlier today, but they lead it here 2-1.
How about being a player with the tools to hit a ball as far as Stanton did and then throw like that? That's rare. And Brown has that potential too. He's never going to be the home run hitter that Stanton is. Stanton's just different type of hitter. But they both can hit with power, big time power, and throw like that.
Toss over at Victorino. Is back diving. Victorino goes. The throw to second is offline. Ugla does a heck of a job to stop it because he was stumbling. 28th stolen base for Victorino. And now base hit could score two.
And there really wasn't much reason for Rivera to even throw that ball with the jump that Victorino got. Only something bad could have happened here for Florida. And as Tom described it, that's a tremendous play by Ugla because that ball's in center field. And you get a run. What a great play he made there.
He didn't even look at Ruiz. Maybe he did out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah, I'm surprised they would throw through there.
Rivera goes out to talk to Sanchez, who's really labored this inning. Phillies have scored two, and looking for some more.
He had a pretty easy first inning.
.25 pitches this inning, 14 balls, 11 strikes. Over toward third, a fair ball over the bag. The Phils will get a couple of more. And a fan interferes. It'll be a double for Polanco. And thank goodness Victorino stole second because he would have been put back in third if he was still at first. It's 4-1 Phillies.
That's a big hit. Huge hit for this team, the way they've been struggling. For Polanco to hit this ball right down the line. And watch for the interference here, as Tom mentioned. Did you see the umpire went out? Great job by the ball girl there to jump over it, but then that fan reached down and touched it.
Farron did everything she could to get out of the way. She did. And that gentleman hit it with his glove. The usher was trying to stop him. He didn't realize it was a fair ball.
I don't know why he thought everybody was cheering. Not his effort. I know. You just get excited. That's one of those things.
Get overwhelmed with the moment.
Overwhelmed with the moment. I got me a baseball. I've been waiting my whole life for one of these, and here it comes, and I got my glove, too. It's mine. And then to make matters worse, he booted it.
Well, that's what, it's going to make him feel even worse walking away.
Yeah, because he's been relocated.
4 runs on 4 hits for the Phillies and a couple big hits.
He can laugh because everything's okay with him.
Opposite way, another base hit. Polanco tight around third, heading for home. The throw by Morrison is up. It's an RBI single for Utley, who slides in safely at second. 5-1 Phillies.
Well, that's a great job by them here to make Anibal Sanchez pay for those walks at the bottom of the order. See, that's good. Roy didn't hit in that double play, right?
Yeah.
As it turned out. Nice piece of hitting there by Chase. Shoots it through the hole. 2 outs, running on contact. And Sam Perlazo sends him, scores easily. Chase reads it nicely, moves into second. There's Polanco. He gets the go-ahead from Sam and scores.
Great turnaround third by Polanco, too.
A nice crooked number for a change.
Ryan Howard struck out his first time up. The Phillies have batted around after getting just 3 hits in the first game of this day-night doubleheader. They have 5 in the second inning here.
You mentioned how long it took for Charlie to put this lineup together tonight, too. Now, who knows? But it certainly has worked the way that it was lined up, with it starting off with Jimmy getting the hit out of the 5-hole, Dominic Brown having a patient at bat, and Victorino getting hit out of the leadoff spot.
Sends it in the air, center field. Maben started in, now he goes back. It's playable. Oh boy, he makes the catch. I thought he was going to fall flat on his back, and the side is retired. The Phils batter out of the inning. They scored 5 runs on 5 hits. They stranded 1 in scoring position. We go to the third. The Phils offense has some life. They lead it 5-1. will lead it off for the Marlins. Sanchez is hitting .130 this year. No homers and an RBI. 6 for 46, and he takes a pitch outside. And joining us is Phillies first base coach Davey Lopes. And Davey, there was a big sigh all over the Delaware Valley after that 5-run second by the Phillies.
Yeah, well, those are the guys I like. I didn't like the other guys we've been seeing for the last week or so. I know these guys. These guys are much better.
How about the at-bats at the bottom of the order? The walk by Dominic Brown in particular, as he'll make this catch for the first out here in the third. I mean, those are some pretty impressive at-bats.
Well, you never see Annabelle in this type of situation. At least I haven't, where he was totally missing the plate by a considerable amount. And you got to be able to take advantage of that. And we capitalized on it today. We had good at-bats, made him throw strikes. And when he threw strikes, we had good aggressive swings at him.
Davey, you and I talked about this a couple weeks ago about Dominic Brown. You know, it's kind of an unorthodox way of catching the ball in the outfield, running routes. Explain a little bit what you've seen from him and what maybe he could do to get better.
Well, he's going to get a little more rhythm in his delivery approach to the ball, especially on the ground. He's like a wild stallion right now, and just got to get it under control a little bit. But he'll be fine because he has great athleticism. He has good work ethic, and I don't think he'll have any problems making the adjustment.
Cameron Maybin is in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Hey, David, we were talking before about the lineup for tonight. I mean, you were a major league manager. You've played in a number of games before. Charlie kind of tinkered with the lineup a little bit. Do you have to do that from time to time?
Absolutely. When things aren't going the way you expect them to go over a period of time, you got to make some changes. You just can't be obstinate and just say, well, they'll come out of it, they'll come out of it. You got to shake them up a little bit. And sometimes just by them moving around a little bit, they get a little, maybe a chip on their shoulder. And say, I'll show you type thing, and then maybe it helps them out to be a little more aggressive, a little more selectively aggressive. And it works out best for both the player and the manager.
Well, 2 away, and Logan Morrison will be the hitter. Well, I think we saw that, in that second inning. I mean, Jimmy's batting 5th. I mean, you were a leadoff hitter. You know how tough it is to maneuver around in the lineup itself. But he gets a hit. Maybe that gets him rolling a little bit, too.
Yeah, I mean, you have to try anything, and you have to be willing to accept it as a player, because we're all only thinking for the best interest of the individual and the team, and that's the important thing. And if sometimes you got to drop down the order, maybe that's all it takes to get going. Psychologically, something, you find your rhythm, you feel a little more relaxed, you don't feel as much pressure on yourself to do things. But the thing, when you're in the position like Jimmy's in, you have to you have to be aggressive yet selective, and that's the type of thing that hasn't been doing. He's been going out of the strike zone a little bit more often than normal, and he's not getting a good swing at it like he can.
Hey, you always look like you play with a chip on your shoulder. What does that mean?
Absolutely.
What's that mean?
I don't want to be anybody's friend out here. I'm serious. I mean, if I go into a visiting ballpark and the louder they boo me, the better I know I'm doing. So that's what I listen for. So,
did you ever get booed in Philadelphia?
Oh, a few times. But I liked it. I mean, I love coming here because the intensity was higher. You play better you get a little more emotion, and you play with that chip on your shoulder. Controlled aggression, I used to call it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this time of the year, I mean, it pays to have a chip on your shoulder.
Whoa, they'll pay in December. That's
Hey, he played with a chip on his shoulder. I'm telling you.
I know. But, this is the important time of the year, David. You played,
absolutely.
You've coached in this time of the year, and this is the important time of the year.
Absolutely. And these guys, I've been with this team now 4 years. This is a very good offensive team, and we will start doing the things that we're capable of doing. And when we do, look out, because we got 3 stallions pitching for us now, and I don't think anybody wants to see us get hot, to be honest with you.
Well, one of those guys is going tonight. Roy Halladay, of course, has been outstanding with 17 wins for the Phillies. And, Roy Oswalt is, since he's come over, this is what a trade does. It gives a jolt to the rotation that already had Cole Hamels and Roy Halladay. And that's a big deal, too, when you're in September.
Absolutely. You got 3 quality starters that go 7+ innings every time they go out there. And they got that the competitiveness going amongst themselves, which is good. I think teams need that. When you have one guy pushing another guy, and all 3 guys, Cole, Roy, and Doc, they push each other. They want to say, well, you threw 7, I'm going to go 8. That type of thing. You go 8, I'm going to throw a shutout. So those are the type of things that good players, good pitchers do, and they like that challenge.
Well, Morrison works out a walk here at the top of the 3rd.
Hey, Davey, you like to watch new guys come into the league. What are your impressions of the tools of this Mike Stanton?
Oh, I like him. He's 20 years old. I mean, you got to remember this kid. He's a baby. He doesn't look like it, but he's a baby. He's 6'5", about 230. He runs good. He's got a canyon, as you just saw in the last inning, and he's got tremendous power. This kid's he's already made his mark. I mean, you look at it. You put this statistically. You look at his numbers. And you look at a guy just over 30 and 100 at 21 years old. So for next season, so that's not too shabby.
And as he gets older and gets smarter, too, it's like Dominic Brown. As they get older, they get smarter. They understand the strike zone a little bit more.
Absolutely.
You know, they become even better players.
There's quite a few young ball players. There's 3 right fielders now that are going to be pretty good. You're going to hear their names, Brown and that kid down in there, Haywood.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's not too bad either.
Yeah, I think we're tired of hearing his name.
And Stanton. You know, they're all in our division. So you're going to look at them. You're going to see them. You're going to see them develop. You're going to see them become great players.
That's a towering shot to left. Ibanez is back. He leaps, and it is into the flower bed.
My goodness.
2-run home run. That makes it a 5-3 game. Second home run of the night for the Marlins. Well, Davey, we hate to leave you on a sour note, but we do appreciate you joining us.
Oh, we'll be okay. That's all right.
Thanks, Davey.
Take care now.
That is the 21st home run for Hanley Ramirez.
And it was really set up by that unbelievable bat that Morrison had. Now, that guy is really a good-looking player. Now, Hanley Ramirez, you know what he is, and it looks like a fastball down the middle, and he hits it up in the air, and just enough to get it out. But the at-bat before that, with one foul ball after another by Morrison on tough pitches, he gets on base, and then that guy hits it out of the ballpark, and they're right back in the game.
It's only the 3rd home run that Oswald has allowed here at this ballpark since putting on a Phillies uniform. Or I should say 4th. 3rd one came in the 2nd inning. And 1 ball and 1 strike to Uggla. Swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking ball. That's a good curve by Roy Oswalt. But the Marlins do draw closer with a 2-run home run by Hanley Ramirez. Middle of the 3rd. It's 5-3 Phillies. On the Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the info, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, on April 5th, 93, the Marlins played their very first game as a franchise. Who were the opening day battery mates? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. My friend Kyle's first. Well, Kyle, welcome to Citizens Bank Park. It's nice to have you, and it's nice of your friend to bring you to the ballpark tonight. Always like newcomers. You know why? Because then they always come back. That's a good point.
developing a whole generation of Phillies fans who think they win all the time, which is a good thing.
That is a very good thing.
I know the pitcher in that game, and I know who the umpire was,
well,
but I got to come up with a catcher.
If you asked any of those two, or maybe you asked this gentleman there, those two young fans, they wouldn't know the answer. They wouldn't be able to help you.
No.
3-0 the count to Jimmy, who singled his last time up and came around to score.
Well, they want to keep Sanchez on the ropes right now. He was really wild last inning, and they made him pay for it. He comes right out here and goes 3-0 to Jimmy.
Jimmy lines it to center. And Maben makes the catch. And one out here in the third. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. And by Suzuki and the new Kazashi midsize sports sedan. Suzuki, the power of engineering. Cheesesteaks out in Ashburn Alley. Won't be too bad at this point. Raul Ibanez is the hitter. It's been a long day for all the vendors, too. And after the first game, they got themselves ready for game two. It was amazing to see the cleanup here at the ballpark. Folks did such a great job. And there's so many people from the Phillies standpoint that spearheaded all of that. Graham Reynolds, Carolyn White, all those two folks did a great job with all their people helping to clean up. Mike DeMuzio, Eric Tobin, the list goes on and on.
It's a well-oiled machine here.
Well-oiled machine. Sometimes you forget a lot of the work that goes on behind the scenes in order to get the ballpark prepped for a game.
It doesn't seem like it's going on that much, and that's why it's so good, because they do it so effortlessly. Everybody knows their role and does a great job here. He knows his role,
and he's found a friend. You come to the ball game with a clean-shaven head and you run into the Fanatic, you may get on television, or at least taunted. Get around a mascot, you don't always know what to say. Try to be funny with them. You can't be as funny as them.
That guy looks like he's close to popping him.
Big hop for Tracy. And there are 2 outs.
Get that tongue away from me.
Hey, if you're traveling this season, take the Phillies with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Phillies game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Phillies.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere.
Well, this is what the Marlins want, and the Phillies don't, is for Sanchez to have a nice, clean inning here and settle into a little bit of groove, in a little bit of a groove after he got him back into it.
Dominic Brown walked his first time up. It was a pivotal at bat in that inning because with nobody out, the bases were then loaded for Carlos Ruiz, who walked in the tying run.
Yeah, the Phillies had a 5-run inning with Brown getting thrown out at the plate.
That 5-run inning was the 19th time this year the Phillies have scored 5 runs or more in an inning. In the air to center field. That's mashed. Maben's on the run. He has room and he makes the catch. He hit that hard, but that may have been down toward the end of the bat. And it had top spin, and it gave Maben a chance to run it down. Phillies are retired in order here in the third. We've completed our first 3. It's a 5-3 game. for less than WB Mason. With free next-day delivery and in many locations, free same-day delivery, WB Mason is the one office supplier that really delivers. Who but WB Mason? Oh, we go to the top of the fourth. Chad Tracy leads it off. Phillies lead it 5-3. Roy Oswalt has allowed 2 homers tonight. Oswalt's only allowed 3 hits overall. Tracy grounded out his first time up. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. Gary Matthews joins us here in the booth. And Sarge, I present some offense.
Well, it's about time, Tom. I'm sure pitchers are really pretty glad about that. And Roy pitching tonight, although he's given up 2 home runs, 1 on a changeup. That Slayton, though, looks like a pretty good hitter. And you know, Ramirez is a great hitter. Check that Stanton. But he hasn't even been up the whole year, and he's doing some serious damage.
Well, 38 home runs between the majors and the minors for him. Opposite way, Ibanez will give it a look, but it's back into the seats. And it's 2-2 to Tracy. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Twins have defeated the Royals 5-4. How about Jim Thome? 21 homers now, 585 for his career. He also, I think, has 51 runs batted in. I mean, he's having a renaissance in Minnesota.
And that doesn't even tell what he brings to the club as a veteran player. 40 years old and still hitting.
That's a foul ball, according to Alfonso Marquez. Well, he is now 1 home run shy. All right, now this is my thought, Sarge. Anytime you say this, then you're in a big-time club. He is 1 home run shy of tying Frank Robinson on the all-time list.
I tell you, I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer for me, even though he has done some DHing. Here's a player that has dominated throughout his career. So, for me, definitely Hall of Famer.
Well, and see, my thought on the DH is, I don't know if you agree with this, it's part of the game, and it has been since the 70s. So, if a guy has Hall of Fame numbers, even if he's DH'd, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I agree, too. And he gets a chance to play a little bit longer, not playing in the field. He's had some back problems, but not playing in the field makes that he's going to play a little bit longer. So I'm sure that Minnesota loves that.
No question. Over to the left side, Polanco takes a friendly hop. And Tracy's retired. Well, after tonight's ball game, the Phillies will have 2 more with Florida tomorrow and Wednesday, both at 7:05. You can get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Now, there are seats still available for both games. We mentioned earlier today there were seats available for tonight's game, and they went. I mean, this place is jammed. So if you get online right now and purchase your tickets, you'll still get some seats for the next 2 games of the series. Wes Helms flying to center his first time up. Breaking ball and a call, strike 3. Well, Lord Charles is checked in tonight for Roy Oswalt.
Oh, boy, I'll say as he buckled his knees on that, it tells me that that pitch is kind of coming at him, breaking away from him. Now take a look at Helms, is the way he buckles right there. Too late, good pitch. Has good break on that ball. He's been around the plate.
Well, Stanton took him deep his last time up. 435 feet to the second deck.
Strong hitter, pretty good foundation. He will hit for a higher average a little bit later on. And even though he took that curveball, notice though he didn't buckle on it. Just looking for something else, probably something hard, and he let that pitch go. Nothing wrong with that. Well, Roy just doesn't seem to get upset there on the mound. confidence with the way that he throws the ball, his pitches that he throws.
Well, that slider went outside, and now it's 3-1. Mitchell, this guy was really struggling. He was hitting under 100 in his last 10 games coming into today, as Mike Rivera waits on deck. Broke his bat. He's going to muscle it towards short, and Jimmy's there to make the catch. He was running away from the top of the bat, and the side is retired in order. So Oswald's retired 4 in a row since the home run to Hanley Ramirez. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 5-3 Phils. Dodge dealers by McDonald's, introducing strawberry, banana, and wild berry real fruit smoothies. Try a small for just $2.29 only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by your participating Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Oh, last of the 4th, a sold-out crowd. Earlier today was the 111th sellout, consecutive sellout. This will be 112. Carlos Ruiz leads it off. Sanchez begins the 4th inning with 65 pitches. Just trying to make sure that he doesn't stay or doesn't find a groove. He may have found it in the 3rd. He was way out of his groove in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, throwing a lot of wild pitches, few walks. No bad location.
Well, he still threw 15 pitches in the 3rd inning. 33 of the 2nd.
Yeah, look at his ERA. Has a fine ERA coming into the game, 3.14.
Well, he's got a strikeout of Ruiz. 5 in a row retired by Sanchez.
See exactly where this pitch is, and that's off the plate. Started off the plate. Right, he might have found his groove and locating that fastball.
0-2 to Oswald. How do you get him back out of it?
More hard hit balls. That'll do it. Yeah, and the fields were smart too in that 2nd inning by working that count.
Oswald chops it to 2nd. And he's retired for the 2nd out. Hey, season tickets are available. The Phillies are taking deposits for 2011, not only for full season tickets, but also for 5 different partial season plans. You can call 215-463-5000 or log on anytime at Phillies.com if you want to get here with all the sellouts going on at the ballpark. Perfect way to get here, and also to get access to postseason tickets. Be the first ones to get access. Well, you get your Phillies season tickets. Here's Victorino, who singled home run his last time up.
Now that was a big hit there that he hit to right field. No, when he pulls the ball, doesn't have as much problem as that ball that he hits to left. And when he hits to left, he has a tendency to pop that ball up. And that is mainly because of his swing. He's got to go down on the ball as opposed to up, or maybe a little bit more level. I would say going down on it or through the ball on that left side.
I mentioned before that he's had his best numbers this year as the leadoff hitter. 266 batting average, 10 home runs, 27 extra base hits. Maybe even just getting into the leadoff spot for a couple of games. Maybe that gets him rolling.
Well, maybe both of them, and J-Ro as well, moving him to protect Ryan Howard. That's still no easy task in hitting 5th. And Charlie just trying to mix it up a little bit to see if he can get this offense started. He does know that he has, good players, good hitters.
Your first game in the big leagues, you batted leadoff.
Yes.
Most of your life, you batted in the middle of the order.
Right, exactly.
Any preference?
Like hitting in that 3rd spot, because you come up a lot of times during the course of the game in important spots. Didn't mind hitting with 2 outs, and then if you could get on early on, you could steal a base, set that up to be able to score a run. Occasionally hit the ball out of the ballpark.
What about leadoff? Did you ever like that?
Not particularly. I just, I want to see him throw a couple of times. We had a great leadoff hitter, Bobby Bonds, would come back, kind of give us what the traffic report would be, whether or not it was moving quite a bit.
Another ground ball, and this time Tracy will run it to the bag. And the Phillies go down in order for the 2nd consecutive inning. So Sanchez seems like he's settled in. He's retired 7 in a row, and that takes us to the top of the 5th. Mike Rivera takes a first pitch fastball to start the top of the 5th. Phillies lead 5-3. And Roy Oswalt is ahead, no balls and 1 strike. It'll be Rivera, Sanchez the pitcher, then the top of the order. Rivera struck out looking his first time up. And a fly ball to short right field. Dominic Brown makes the catch and one away. Hey, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, which Roy Oswalt did in the fourth, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone. Here's Sanchez with one out. Sergeant, if I go back in my memory and think about the outings I've watched Roy Oswalt pitching, I remember fastball, big looping curve. Now, watching him every fifth day since he's come over, the curve that we've seen tonight, we don't see that as often.
Well, I tell you what, from the opposition, where I had all the reports on, you knew he threw a two-seamer, okay, which is going to move in on the right-handed batter. He has a cutter that he throws,
which is the slider that we see, correct?
It's somewhat, yeah, like the slider. Then he has that changeup. That's that ball there that Stanton hit out of the ballpark. And then that good old fastball. He can spot that ball. You know, in all my meetings that I would have with the hitters, in the end, it would be, hey, you better buckle up as you see this fastball coming in, because he's going to be at you. He's going to be around the plate. And he used to throw inside to intimidate the hitters a lot more. Not throwing in as much, but he can throw in to get you off of that plate.
Well, maybe I saw him throw so many games against the Phillies, and maybe they were more susceptible to that big looping curve. So that's why I thought that was such a dominant part of his repertoire. But, I think it's the fastball, like you said. I think it's the slider. And I think it's that changeup, which is way better than I ever thought.
Right. That curveball is just more so for a surprise. He'll start you off with that pitch, that breaking ball. A lot of times not going to finish you up because that hitter is waiting back. And if it hangs out over the plate, he'll have a pretty good swing.
Maben gets a pretty good swing, and he lifts it in the air to deep left field, and Bañez is not going to get that one. That's the third home run of the night for the Marlins. It's a 5-4 game. And the two Roys have given up 4 home runs on this homestand. But the Phillies still lead it by 1.
He's not happy with himself with that pitch. So if you're going to be able to get in, you got to get it all the way in. And you can see he got a tommyhawk that ball as it was trying to get in. And he might want that down a little bit more where it would be less damage.
Well, here's Logan Morrison. He had a real good at bat his last time up. He walked, and then Ramirez homered. He took a lot of pitches, and he also fouled off some pitches.
You would think that he wouldn't have great vision with that black eye after getting hit there in the eye with a ball. But he does. He has a pretty good eye. And wants to play.
There's that curve.
That's a little faster curve. You know that one he throws that it's about like 67.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And a call, strike 3. A change up on the outside part of the plate. He was dealing to Logan Morrison. He wasn't going to let Morrison foul off any balls in this at bat. Another home run for the Marlins. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 5-4 Phillies lead. Tonight on Sports Night, highlights and analysis of both games versus the Marlins, plus updates on the National League playoff race, plus the new era Eagles prepare for their regular season debut against the Packers. All this and more on Toyota Sports Night tonight at 10, right here on Commonwealth Sportsnet. Placido Polanco leads it off. Phillies lead 5-4. Roy Oswalt's given up 3 home runs tonight. 1 2-run shot, 2 solo shots. Meanwhile, the Phillies scored 5 in the second against Sanchez. And looking to tack on here.
Yeah. Needs to try to put a few more runs on the board. These are those clubs that we talk about that you don't want to stay close to. And tack on by walks again and line drive base hits.
Polanco sends one to the air deep to left center field. On the run is Morrison. He's not going to get there. It's off the wall, and it gets away from Maven. Polanco's around second, heading to third. The stop sign is up. It's a leadoff triple. You kind of felt the energy of the ballpark pick up when the ball hit that wall and shot past Maven, because that's the spot where guys can usually get an inside the park home run.
Well, you can tell players that come in here not used to playing close up there on the wall. Now watch when it kicks away. Well, he thought he had an angle where it was going to bounce more towards center, and the ball kicked away the other side.
Well, Polanco is safe at third, safe and secure with New York Life. Well, now the Marlins have played the infield halfway, a little more than halfway. And Chase takes a pitch low and inside.
Well, a lot of managers don't like to do that, especially with nobody out, because unless it's hit right at the fielder, you're going to prolong that inning. Chase looking for a ball that he can get out there in that outfield someplace. It's a good pitch by Sanchez. Change up.
That's where that ball hit. You can see the marks. Back toward the middle, a base hit. Polanco can walk home from third. An RBI single for Utley, his second hit of the night. It's 6-4 Phillies.
That's just good hitting. Going right back up the middle. Something hard is what you wanted, and that's what you got. Easy for Polanco to read that ball. Take a look at it. This is just a bullet hit back up the middle. No chance at all for Ramirez, shortstop, to get the ball. And there's Polanco coming in your pitcher.
Here's Ryan Howard with nobody out in the dirt. Good play by Rivera. Polanco catching his breath after his leadoff triple, his second triple of the year. Last one came on the 20th of July at St. Louis.
Just hitting in the right spot, and when it does, that ball's going to ricochet, and then it's just off to the races.
Jorge Sosa's in the bullpen for the Marlins.
The one thing that you like about this game here so far is that the hitters are starting to hit some balls hard. The harder that you hit the ball, the more mistakes a pitcher will make, simply because you're putting a little fear into it. Well, you don't hit the ball, he's able to just throw whatever pitches he wants and get you out. He'll have more confidence.
Well, Rivera's getting a little bit of a workout behind the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike the count to Ryan Howard. Even though he took it for a strike, that's not a bad pitch to just lay off of.
Right, and that's a pitch that you would just probably put in play. He had it in a good spot, had some tight spin on the ball as it spinning toward the outside part of the plate, and he had it down.
Gets away from Rivera. Utley breaks quickly. The throw is high, and Chase is safe. That'll be a wild pitch charge to Sanchez, his 7th of the year. Last time Chase was on first, a ball got away from Rivera. He didn't break right away. This time he broke right away.
Well, he read the ball. You can see how he was actually going towards second base, so it made it easier for him. You know, he wasn't stationary on that as he tears his pants there a little bit. Probably got a little strawberry on there, which means it's more of a scrape.
There's ball 4 and Howard's aboard. See that tear just below the knee of Chase's right leg. It looked like he was favoring it a little bit as he was trying to get the pain out of that leg just with the slide.
Well, he's one of the guys that really slides close to the bag, and a lot of times when he does, that bag kind of comes up. Now look at the angle, though, that he takes as he comes in. There's that bag coming up again.
Edwin Rodriguez is going out to the mound. That may be it for Sanchez. Yep, he just signaled to the bullpen. That's going to be it for the Marlins right-hander. So he threw 126 pitches in his last outing. This evening he throws 90, and his evening is complete here in the bottom of the 5th with nobody out and 2 runners on. The Phillies lead at 6-4, and we've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. That are coming in, but also the implications. The Braves will be in town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 20th through the 22nd. You can get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Now, there's tickets available for all 3 games, but if you want to make sure you're not shut out, you should log on and get them right now. It's going to be a huge series between the Phils and the Atlanta Braves. Again, go to Phillies.com or call 215-463-1000 at any time. Home half of the 5th, Phillies lead at 6-4. Nobody out, 2 runners on, and a new pitcher for the Marlins. Jorge Sosa, his 13th ball game, 2-2, an ERA of 6.48. He'll take over for Sanchez, who goes 4+ and allows 7 hits. The 2 runners on are his responsibility. Well, this is more like it, Sarge, for this Phillies offense.
Yeah, being able to, again, knock pitchers out of the ball game. But again, the consistency of getting those guys on base. I mean, you have to get guys on base and put a little pressure on the pitcher, and then hopefully he makes a mistake or two. That's what Sanchez did here tonight. Made some mistakes there, not having as good control like we've seen him. And that's good news for the fighting Phils.
Here's Jimmy in an RBI spot with 2 runners on. 1 for 2 with a run scored. And he pops it up. Foul territory. Helms, the third baseman, makes the catch. 1 away. No infield fly rule call on that by the umpires.
Yeah, that's not a very good at bat right there. First pitch swinging. No, it's fine. The first pitch swing, but it's got to be your pitch. Looked as though Jimmy was trying to pull that ball, and that ball clearly going away from him. I thought it wouldn't have been a bad idea. He would have laid one down. Sometimes you like to do that when things aren't going well for you. If you want to keep the train moving, keep moving the runners if you can. And make it easier for the next batter that's coming up. Well, take a look at this pitch. Now his hips are already clear as if it's an inside pitch and that ball's away. He's disgusted already just for making contact on that. You know, when he's short and quick to the ball and going right back toward the pitcher, and then if it's inside, you're just clearing your hips, not clearing your hips on an outside pitch.
Ibanez clears his hips and he shoots one into the gap in right center field. That's off the base of the wall. Utley's going to score. Howard's being held at third. It's an RBI double for Ibanez, and it's 7-4 Phillies.
But this ball just hit a ton as he levels off on this particular swing. You see it hit the bottom in center field there.
And Raul is safe at second, safe and secure with New York life. One extra base hit after another for the Phillies. They have 3 extra base hits in the game, and now they're going to walk Dominic Brown to face Carlos Ruiz. I think if you ask the Phillies, they'll say, okay, we'll take that.
Just playing the odds on this. But again, it does wake up the hitter that's coming up. But, you know, they're thinking that you are an out. Now, Sosa does throw that hard sinker that comes in. But we've seen Carlos Ruiz before. He should be up to the task on a good fastball, and he has just about all year long.
So the bases are loaded for Carlos. Getting some votes for MVP.
Wow. Well, he's been pretty steady here. Look at that average. And again, hitting in that A spot is just probably as hard a position in the lineup to hit in because you have that pitcher hitting behind you. This is a different situation, though, because he's got to come at him as he gets the first pitch sliding. Now, this is one of those rare situations where 8th hitter doesn't matter because he does have to come at you.
Hit it here, baby. And now he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Well, the advantage is to Sosa so far, and the Marlins for making the decision to walk Dominic Brown intentionally.
Very hittable pitch. breaking ball that was up in the zone. Not a lot of movement on it. They play Carlos Ruiz to hit the ball the other way or more toward right field. And he's more of a player for me that you would play straight away because he'll pull the ball, hit that ball to left center. Kind of almost hits it where they pitch it.
Rivera keeps the runner from coming home. And it's 1-2. Howard on third. See Ibanez in the background off second. And around at first is Dominic Brown.
Yeah, Ryan Howard looking for that clean single where he doesn't have to slide at all coming into home plate. Or a deep fly ball where they're going to throw it to third.
With a flare to center. Maben didn't read it right away. Makes the catch. And Ryan draws the throw. 2 outs.
Well, you got to give Sosa credit. Never threw him a fastball. All sliders. In that particular pitch, he had him off balance.
Boy, Oswalt does not have an RBI this season. Seven hits so far.
Kind of gotten away from that fastball that he had been throwing out sliders.
Swing and a miss. And he's retired on strikes. The Phillies sent 8 men to the plate in the inning. They scored 2. They strand 3. We go to the 6th. It's 7-4 Phils. You can't swing with a bad hand, but when the hand is better, the bat returns. The Power production took a trip to the West and delivered in the clutch. Like a flip of the switch, extra base hits are coming in bunches, and none bigger than a Rocky Mountain Slam. The chase is back on, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, not only is the chase back on, but the Phillies have found their offense, at least for a game. They've scored 7 runs on 8 hits so far tonight behind Roy Oswalt. Chase has 2 of those hits, a run scored and an RBI. And Oswalt has given up 3 home runs tonight. Will face Hanley Ramirez, Dan Uggla, and Chad Tracy. Ramirez homered his last time up, and you see Oswalt pitched toward the outside part of the plate on the first pitch.
Yeah, you do hope, too, that offense is back, but you just can't judge it on just 1 or 2 days.
Yep.
No, this has to be maybe 4 or 5 days where you see everybody's swing is just about back the way it normally is, and not necessarily hits. Just being able to hit the ball and square it up. That's the problem that they've been having. You have enough good at-bats, especially at this level, you're going to get hits. You have bad at-bats and your position at the plate isn't right, you're just not going to consistently get hits. That's just the way it is.
Toward right center field. That's well hit. Dominic Brown over it to the alleyway. Makes the catch. Wasn't as well hit as I thought.
No, actually died. He caught that off the end of the bat. Ball tailing back toward right field. Did a tough catch there for Victorino, but the ball coming back to Dominic made it an easy play.
Uggla tonight is 0 for 2. Popped out to second, struck out his last time up.
He's been keeping Dan Uggla off balance with that curveball that he has, surprising him with the heat.
That's the pitch right there, Sarge, that I think has frustrated him the last few starts, because it's the two-seamer that you spoke about, and it's tailing in a little bit too much to the right-handed hitters.
Well, you know what? He'd rather have it tailing in that much for me than out over the plate where the guys can hit the ball. Maven hit one out because it didn't tail enough. Change up.
Last time he allowed 3 home runs in the game, April of 2009 against the Dodgers. It's pretty impressive considering he pitched at Minute Maid Park. Hit hard toward third, right past Polanco. And a hit for Uggla. Well, they tried to sneak a changeup by him. And he was able to pull it right into the hole.
Now, he's learned how to hit. This guy early on used to swing everything hard. He's right on top of that ball, goes through it as it gets by Polanco. But he would just swing for the fences just about every at bat. But he is shortening up his swing now, and consequently that average is shown.
Tracy's 0 for 2 today, 1 for 6 in the 2 games.
He's just kind of giving him a little bit of a breather, looking for that shutdown inning. Hopefully he can throw a ground ball. Tracy, a good candidate for a double play, even though he hits from the left side. Not a fast runner.
Liner towards center. Victorino's going to get there and hangs up for him. They've hit a couple balls hard against him.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, too, those line drives are right at the fielder. Other than that, be rolling to the wall.
Helms is 0 for 2 today. West, who played in 2007 here in Philadelphia, 246 that year with 5 home runs.
He's getting a steady diet of breaking balls. That's a good fastball as he runs that in on the hands of Helms. No, it's okay to pitch inside, but I mean, you just don't want to miss out over the plate with it. Belt high could mean a lot of damage. But you started on the inside and it keeps running. If the hitter hits it, more than likely it's going to be foul, or he's not going to hit it as hard.
Under pitches now for Oswalt. Phillies are hoping he can take them into the 7th inning. And a swing and a miss, I think. Either way, it was going to be called a strike. Helms offered at it, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Then Shane Victorino and the rest of the top of the order is due up. Ford stores by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Jumbo Bucks, this month's new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. You must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. Well, the funnel cake stand is hopping tonight here at Citizens Bank Park, and why not? Pretty good treat to cap off your
hot dog.
Well, it is Dollar Dog Night, brought to you by the good folks of Hatfield. Dollar Dog Night, Motrin IB, Ladies Night. I mean, there's a lot going on here at the ballpark.
Well, you just can't beat fun at the old ballpark. Let me tell you that.
Shane Victorino leads it off. Phillies lead it 7-4. Victorino's 1 for 3 from the leadoff spot.
Well, this is a big game for the Fighting Phils just because San Francisco Giants have already won their game.
Well, that and the Braves have lost. So a win tonight in this game, the Phillies are half a game out of first.
And they still haven't gotten really right with the bats. I keep saying before it's all said and done, we're running out of time, but this offense is going to click on and continue to do that on through postseason. Well, you can't go the whole year without this whole club just getting hot the way that we've normally seen them.
Well, they say hitting's contagious. Hopefully the Phillies can catch on and catch whatever they have tonight and carry it on for the rest of the season.
Well, just the consistency is all they need. And again, the better at bats you have, the easier it's going to be to hit. He has a decent fastball. Makes it a little tougher on the right-handed hitter because he kind of drops down. Pretty big guy. I'm sure a lot of the hitters don't know exactly where it's going. As you can see signs being thrown out there, whether or not he wants a pitch out or not.
Or to do just that, throw over. You watched him, Sarge. Could you figure out what he's saying?
No, but if I watch him just about the whole game, just on the action that would be going on, you figure out some of those signs.
Polanco lines it, caught by Hanley Ramirez. He timed that leap perfectly.
Great base running there by Victorino. We'll talk about that. Now take a look at that in the first three at bats as he gets hit. We've seen that before. Here it is, RBI single as he goes the other way, staying right through the ball there. And here it is again. This is a bullet right up the middle. Utley delivering again.
Well, he's been on base 3 times. He's 2 for 2. An RBI and a run scored. I would think Victorino's going to be off and running at some point in this at bat. Yes, no, Sarge?
Well, you like him running early in the count, I think, as opposed to late for me. Well, the one thing, when he is on first base, that hitter will probably get more fastballs. As you throw breaking balls, you'll never have a chance to throw Victorino out. He's hit all fastballs so far tonight. It's a good sign for him.
They throw behind Victorino. Good play by Tracy. Because Stanton wasn't coming over until late to back up. Victorino would have gotten third easily.
Well, that's what you're looking for, those breaks there. See how he just, right on his knees, he throws that ball. See Tracy getting back and He's got to catch it first. That's what he did, instead of trying to make that swipe tag all at the same time. You know, one of the things, too, you like about Chase Utley up at the plate is that he doesn't bail. You know, very often you see him bail, and hardly ever on a right-handed pitcher. You've seen him some come off of on a left-hander.
In the air to right center field, towering shot. Cameron Maven's into the alleyway. He makes the catch, then bumps into Stanton and catches it again out of the air. And Victorino goes back to first. There are 2 away.
Boy, I thought he had enough.
I thought he had all of it.
When he first hit that ball.
That ball came loose, and Maven was able to catch it again. He is walking awfully slow. He may have knocked knees with Mike Stanton. Those are 2 big guys going into the same spot.
Yeah, I think Stanton, however, a little bit more stockier.
Well, game 1, we saw a collision between Bonifacio and Logan Morrison, and Bonifacio made the catch. Here's game 2.
Boy, he just held on to it. Yeah, usually when that happens, somebody's glove is knocked out of the way and that ball ends up on the ground. But I thought he had enough, really, when he first hit it to get that ball out of the ballpark. Had that kind of a sound.
Ryan's numbers against Sosa. One and one the count.
This would be a count that I would want that runner to run if I'm up there at the plate. If he gets thrown out, then you have a new count. You get in scoring position, and you put a little more pressure on Sosa to make a good pitch. Take a look at Charlie Manuel, Fighting Fields manager. And he likes it when the team is getting hits. Just makes him a happy person all the way around.
Well, the Marlins thought along with you, Sarge. Victorino didn't go. It's 2-2.
Had a thing, Mike and I, we would do that. If he got 2 strikes on him, Mike Smith, I would go on and try and get to that bag. If I'm on second, I'm not going to try and steal third, however. I'm going to go on and let him fend for himself.
And maybe drive you in.
Yeah, well, yes. I don't want to be thrown out at third.
Gets away from Rivera, so Victorino will get to second anyway. Second wild pitch of the night for the Marlins pitchers.
Yeah, then sometimes Charlie will give him the no run and just go on and let Ryan Howard go on and hit. Have us at that. And most of the time, you're always on your own on the bases. I was on my own. Sure, Davey Lopes has always been on his own. Jimmy Rollins, another player, would be able to determine whether or not he would want to steal or not. Easier to steal when you're on your own as opposed to when the manager tells you to steal, because you feel forced to go even if you don't get a good jump.
Swing and a miss, and Ryan is down on strikes for the second time tonight. Phillies threaten but do not score. No runs, a hit, 1 man left in scoring position. We go to the 7th. Phillies lead it by 3. Shep Oswalt will continue here at the top of the 7th for the Phillies. Mike Stanton leads it off, and he takes a slider for a strike. It's 0-1. Stanton took Oswalt deep earlier in the ball game, hit a 435-foot homer. And that made it 1-0 Marlins at the time. It's that one back toward the middle, backhanded by Utley, off balance throw in time by a pretty good margin. That's a nice play by Chase. Ryan dropped the ball, but it was after the out was recorded.
Time for the Verizon Wireless game summary of that terrific play by Chase Utley. A lot of runs in this one tonight, 11 of them. Phillies with a 5 spot in the 2nd inning. Tom mentioned Mike Stanton's home run. Maven's also hit one. And so is Hanley Ramirez, Victorino, and Utley with some RBI hits. And Placido Polanco's had a big game.
Polanco a double and a triple.
There's that play by Chase Utley. And that helps because, you know, they're trying to get Roy Oswalt through 7 innings here and then turn it over to the bullpen. He's over 100 pitches, and you get a leadoff hit there. He's in the stretch again. Who knows?
Ground ball to shortstop. Jimmy rolls to his right. 2 outs.
Yeah, that's just a big play that Utley makes. It maybe saves 10, 15 pitches, keeps the bullpen out of the game in this inning there. And here it is right there. And he's a good runner. And as you said, Tom, he got him by a step there, and that's a good play.
With Stanton running, that seems to be a mile.
And the most important thing is if you could just get 7 out of your starters, then you get into the part of the bullpen you really want to get into. Now, Romero and Contreras are doing a good job in the 7th inning, but what they want to do is get this game to the 8th.
Scott Cousins is the pitch hitter for the Marlins. He takes a strike. With 2. And he hung one, and he pulls it into right field for a base hit. That's going to be extra bases. Dominic Brown gets to it a little late, and Cousins, well, he's thought about going to third. Dominic was sizing that up. As I said, he got there a little late. He was sizing it up to grab it on the backhand and then set and throw, and he's got a strong arm.
Boy, that guy can run, too, that Cousins. That's a triple, you know, if they need a triple. In that case, with 2 outs down by 3 runs, he stops at second base. But as you said also, this is a good play by Dominic Brown because he gets on this quickly, backhands it there, and then he has that strong arm to get it back into the infield.
First career double for Cousins. He had the game-winning hit yesterday for the Marlins in that game against the Braves. Phillies were really big fans of Cousins yesterday.
Yeah, big fans.
Not so much now. Overpowered Maven with a fastball. It's 0-1. Maven homered his last time up. 8th home run of the season.
Yeah, if he didn't get him out, he's out of the game because they're going to bring the left-hander Romero in to pitch to Morrison.
Popped up. Right side of the infield. Chase Utley is in, makes the call, puts it away, and Roy Oswalt has thrown 7 innings tonight in front of this sold-out crowd. No runs, a hit, 1 man left in scoring position. Time to stretch here in Philadelphia with the Phils up by 3. His answer. Let's see if Wheels can go 2 for 2 in today's action. On April 5th, 1993, Wheels, the Marlins played their very first game as a franchise. Who were the opening day battery mates?
Well, I'm going to need help because I know the pitcher was Charlie Huff. The
right.
home plate umpire was Frank Pulley, which has nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with it.
And I can't think who the catcher is.
Maybe we'll give you extra credit.
I can't think who the catcher is.
Let's see. He's a former Philly.
Former Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, I just got a good hint. It's Benny. Benito Santiago.
I was going to say, we could not accept Benny as your answer. We would need the full name.
Benito Santiago.
That would be correct. Log back on thephillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. If I had told you he wore the number 09, would that have helped you also?
Maybe, but the hint I got was better.
Well, Scott Cousins stays in the game after pinch hitting. He'll be in center field. So Cameron Maben leaves, and Jay Bente is the new pitcher for the Marlins. 5th ball game, 6.75 ERA.
Benito Santiago to echo year 1 year for the Phillies, hitting 35 home runs, I think. It's over 30. And was an heck of a catcher at one time. A guy could throw from his knees as hard as anybody could throw, firing out of the catcher's position.
Plus, he was a pretty good guy.
Great guy. In fact, he had a great sense of humor and a good dresser. And he used to, with the Book, and he had a little game when he get a little routine when he get on the bus, on the airplane. Benny'd walk by and Book would say, "Benny, nice suit. What size is that?" And Benny go, "It's a man size."
Now, was it Book that thought that Benny was a good dresser?
Well, Book, Benny was a good dresser.
Yeah.
Even Book noticed that. I mean, Book had that one pair of jeans and cowboy boots that he wore all the time.
And he had to get a sport coat.
Yeah, I had a sport coat. Yeah, he couldn't wear jeans on the plane, but any other time it was the same pair and those boots.
Jimmy Rollins leads it off here in the 7th. And it's 2-0 to him. So he's looking to add on. We're going to go to Ryan Matson, it looks like, at the top of the 8th. Matson's loosening up with the bullpen. Roy Oswalt gave him 7 innings tonight.
Right, Tom. I mean, they had the game right where they want it now, you know, and hopefully they can win it. But that's what my point was about getting through 7. If Roy could get through 7, then they could go to where they want to be in the bullpen, and they're rested a little bit and pitched for a couple games.
Jimmy off the end of the bat, a spinner towards second, and Uggla throws him out. Well, Friday, September 17th is the start of a 3-game series against the Washington Nationals. Then Friday, all fans 15 and older will receive the Cabrini College knit cap German Heritage Celebration on Saturday the 18th. There are some seats still available, good seats still available for all 3 games. But again, act quickly because tickets are moving fast. As we saw just from today, there were seats available for tonight's ball game, and they went quickly. Go to Phillies.com. You can do that anytime.
A tribute to the fans. Over 90,000 here today on a holiday. 90,000 plus. Amazing.
I would think there's some duplicates too. Well, I know there are. I've seen them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, some people did stay for the same for both games.
0-2 the count.
This guy's got some kind of changeup he's throwing. Oh, it's a splitter. I've seen him before, and you can see it's really diving down.
Bente was just added to the roster today. Bente and Jose Seda, who we saw in the first game, were added today. Ibanez breaks the bat. It goes right on by Bente. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Dominic Brown is 0 for 1. He's walked twice. How much do you think these at-bats he's had tonight are going to help him?
Well, it has to help him, Tom, because you know, he's not going to be a pinch hitter in his career. You know, hopefully, well, one day he's going to be an everyday major league player. And it's been tough for him to try and pinch hit. And that was one of the reasons Charlie wanted to play him tonight. Plus, he liked the matchup of him against Sanchez, and he also wanted to give Worth a night off against a pitcher he struggles against. So it has to help. One splitter after another. He's throwing a couple fastballs, but it's almost all splits. The left-handed hitters, which is a good idea from a right-handed pitcher. Another one.
That one was up a little bit, but Dominic was out in front. So it's 1-2.
Must be a pretty good one. Of course, they haven't seen him before, but they keep chasing it. And that one, as you say, was up a little more, but still effective.
And he's down on strikes. And the side is retired. Phillies go down in order here in their half of the seventh. 7 in the books here in Philadelphia. Looks like Ryan Matson's going to come on to pitch the top of the 8th. Phillies by Toyota. Now's the time sales event at your Toyota dealer. Hurry, offer ends soon. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF now. And by Xfinity. It's TV, phone, and internet reinvented from Comcast. Well, that's awful nice of them, Sarge. Wheels?
That's all right, Whitey. Thanks a lot.
Well, your name's there, see?
Well, I
down on the bottom. It's very nice of them. Thank you very much. And the hot dog guy's behind them.
That's appropriate.
Maybe that's why I said Sarge.
Okay.
Well, J.C. Romero is going to start this inning instead of Roy Oswalt. JC, in his 51st game, he's 1-0.
Probably one hitter. And then Ryan Madsen will come into the game to face the right-handed batters who follow Morrison. They really want to get this guy out. I think this is the best way to do it. But he takes a lot of pitches, and, you know, Romero can get a little bit wild. The guy has a tremendous eye. And in a way, that's what he has right now, one eye. And it's that dominant eye, the right eye. And you see that when that ball hit him yesterday, man, oh man, this kid's tough.
I don't know if JC was losing the spike again or if he turned his ankle on that pitch. Oh, he's tying that spike again. It looks like he may have been losing it. (2-0) the count to Morrison.
There you go. That's what this guy does. And, you know, he's got a tremendous eye. Romero will have trouble throwing strikes sometimes, and the best laid plans. He still hasn't gotten on yet, but you knew he was just going to stand there and take pitches. He's a smart player for a young player. I'm afraid we're going to see a lot of him.
Well, the fact that he has played as much as he has this late in the year. Now, Chris Coughlin's been hurt for a lot of the season, and they've had a lot of injuries overall. Made some trades, so that's opened up some spots, but you know, he's settled in without any issues.
Good looking hitter.
Ball 4, and leadoff batter's aboard.
He will not swing at a bad ball.
Well, that's going to be it for JC. Here comes Charlie Manuel. He tosses his gum aside. He'll go and get Ryan Madson. So Ryan will come on here in the 8th with a runner aboard and nobody out. Phillies need to get 6 outs. Ryan Madson's in charge of the next 3 here at the top of the 8th. Well, you come to a ball game, you see how great Citizens Bank Park looks. Well, how about hosting your next special event here? Call 215-218-5100 or log on to Phillies.com/special events. There's some great spots in the ballpark to host your next outing. You can use the Diamond Club downstairs, the Hall of Fame Club. There are places all over the ballpark. And again, log on to Phillies.com/special events for more details. You can use the video board out in left field. A lot of things you can do, even outside the ball game. Well, top of the 8th, a runner at first. Phillies lead at 7-4, and Ryan Madson is on with Hanley Ramirez, Dan Uggla, and Chad Tracy due up. 42nd game for Ryan, 4-2, a 2.90 ERA. He's been good. 51 strikeouts and 40 1/3. Now it's crunch time, and this is where the Phils are trying to close the door before that young lady falls to sleep. Looks like she's a long way from falling asleep. A liner toward left center field. Victorino is over and makes the catch. Good news is a lot of the balls are hanging up there tonight. And one away.
He must have hit that off the end of the bat. It didn't sound like he hit it real well, and it died out there in the outfield instead of heading towards the alley, which would have not been a good thing.
Here's Dan Uggla, 6 for 22 against Madson for his career. 4 extra base hits, including a home run. And Madson delivers a fastball low.
You'll see him trying to stay away from Uggla, hopefully. And they're playing him to pull, and you would pitch him away here because he's such a pull hitter, but you want to keep him in the ballpark. You know, he's going to hit most of his home runs to left and left center, though he did beat the Phillies with a home run to right field here earlier in the season.
Good pitch. Played. It's almost as if he was thinking changeup or in, and he got it outside.
He wants it in. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he wants the ball middle in right now to pull. That's his zone. He doesn't like the ball away necessarily. He's a little better at it than he used to be. But he wants the ball middle in to hit it out of the ballpark, so he's taking those. If he go out there again, he can get him again.
Changeup, swung on and missed, or he can go there.
Yeah.
2 outs.
Yeah, those 2 fastballs away set up a defensive swing by Uggla. Well, as defensive as he gets. I mean, he hacks. And he had the 2 fastballs away that he didn't want, and now he's got a changeup. He sees that thing more in the middle of the plate, so he's going to pull the trigger way too soon. That pitch is a strike when it leaves Ryan Madson's hand, and when it gets to home plate, it's not a strike anymore.
That leaves it for Chad Tracy. Hitless in 3 at-bats in the nightcap. And Ryan's ahead 0-1. That got a piece of Carlos Ruiz. Carlos has been free of those foul tips tonight.
The left shoulder.
Got a couple of different spots. Inside. 1-1 the count. Off the end of the bat, Polanco charges, has it, has some time, throws him out. That's a good inning by Ryan Madson. He came on with a runner at first, got the next 3 hitters, and preserves this 3-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th here at Citizens Bank Park. And tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on the Comcast Network. And don't forget Phillies Marlins coverage on Comcast Sportsnet continues tomorrow night at 6:30 with Phillies pre-games live right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Bottom of the 8th, Phillies looking for some runs. Some more runs. They lead it by 3. It's 7-4. And they'll send the bottom of the order up. Carlos Ruiz, then a pinch hitter. Looks like Greg Dobbs is out in the on-deck circle. With Brad Lidge warming in the pen. Bente on for his 2nd inning of relief work. And Carlos swings at the first pitch. Topper to 3rd. And Helms throws him out. I wasn't sure if Tracy had stayed on the bag, but he tagged him. And there's one away. So Dobbs will get a chance to pinch hit. First guy off the bench that Charlie's used tonight. Dobbs, who has spent part of the season here at Philly, part of it down at Lehigh Valley, has cleared waivers twice. Added before the Brewers series, back to the roster. Overall hitting .191. He was hot the last few times down in Lehigh Valley. Three and one the count. Well, the owner of the game in the National League that still hasn't begun. Everything else is final besides this one. The Dodgers and the Padres. Have you ever seen a first place team run into the buzzsaw that the Padres have run into?
64 Phillies.
Okay, good point.
Hate to bring that up, but you asked.
Good point.
Lost 10 in a row.
Dobbs sends one in the air to left. And Morrison heads back toward the warning track and makes the catch. 2 outs. Well, with that pitching, and we kind of said this with the Cardinals, you would expect that they would win one almost by default.
Right, exactly. When you have that kind of rotation, you don't think you're going to go into a. What was the stat? They had 1 3-game losing streak all year.
3-game losing streak all year. It was back in May.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden they get a 10-game losing streak at a very inopportune time of the year.
Well, and if you're Bud Black, it's kind of delicate because how many meetings can you hold? So it was a players only meeting before last night's game. It didn't result in a win, but maybe things turn around tonight against the Dodgers.
Yeah, there becomes a limit on meetings.
Victorino rips one into center for a base hit. That's his 3rd hit of the night. That's a good sign. 3 hits for Shane out of the leadoff spot.
Good time to try and steal a bag too, because this guy, that was a fastball he hit, but he's been throwing a lot of splitters. And that pitch is a tough pitch for a catcher to throw on. You might have Shane be able to steal a bag here and maybe get a 2-out hit and another run. 10th 3-hit game of the year for Shane. He and Davey Lopes just had a nice chat over there at first base.
Blanco takes a changeup inside. It's 1-0. Now that splitter was up compared to the others.
Yeah, it sailed a little bit, but it still would have been a hard pitch to handle and throw. Well, it's a great time to try and run. And Polanco gets a fastball. Maybe he can gap one.
Bente, a 26-year-old out of Purdue University. Inside, 2-0. There's that fastball. There goes Victorino. Pitch is taken inside. The throw is offline, and Shane has another stolen base. Second one tonight.
That was a fastball, as it turned out, but a good job by Shane and Davey Lopes down there to figure it out and run and get into scoring position. And Polanco swinging the bat well in this game. Got a great jump, even though he spun his wheels a little bit, but he stole that bag easily. The throw was way out in front of the bag.
Inside, all 4 pitches basically in the same spot. Now 2 aboard for Chase. Edwin Rodriguez not moving. There's nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Marlins.
Now, he made that double switch to leave Bente in the game for a while because they're very short in their bullpen tonight.
Two outs. Jays tonight 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Splitter in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Way to hit that splitter is move up a little bit. And he's throwing a lot of splitters to these left-handed hitters. He says Barrett's strike. I don't know if he's swinging a good pitcher and a strike or not.
Other than Chase, Mike Rivera, and Ted Barrett, Charlie O'Gara, high home camera operator, he had a good look as to whether that was a strike or not. He's right over the top right there.
The veteran cameraman.
Yeah.
He's been around a long time. Does a great job.
Time is called. Phillies are 5 for 11 with runners in scoring position. They didn't have a whole lot of runners in scoring position in the first game.
Yeah, those numbers are tremendous.
Marlins, meanwhile, 0 for 1.
Yeah, they've just been hitting homers.
Chase rolls over on one to the right side. Tracy gets to it quickly, and Bente's there to cover to finish off the Phils here in the 8th. No runs, a hit, 2 men left for the Phillies. We go to the 9th, and Brad Lidge is coming on to try to close the door on a Phillies victory. After the game, former Phils pitcher Ricky Bottalico breaks down the pitching matchup between Roy Oswalt and Anibal Sanchez and the National League playoff race. Don't miss Phillies postgame live presented by Sloan Toyota following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. The Phillies lost game 1. They need 3 outs to pick up a victory in game 2, and moved to within a half game of the Atlanta Braves in the National League East. Brad Lidge is on for his 41st game. 20 saves for Brad, a 3.47 ERA. And he will face Wes Helms, Mike Stanton, and Mike Rivera. That might be a pinch hitter in there for Rivera. We'll see. No other changes for the Phillies defensively. Brad Lidge, 14 of his last 16 appearances have been successful ones. '92 career saves, 2 away from Tug McGraw on the all-time list. Tug is in 4th place with 94. And the first pitch is down and away, 1-0 to Wes Helms. Helms is 4 for 13 against Brad with a home run and 8 strikeouts. Brad Lidge is used to saving Roy Oswalt's games. He did it 27 times when the two were teammates in Houston. And he's trying to save this one tonight. And a fastball for a strike. Oswalt tonight went 7, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, 7 strikeouts. In the air down the right field line, Dominic Brown heading over, not too much wind. That looks like it's going to stay in the yard, and Brown, he had it in foul territory and dropped it. And it's 3-2. Well, he hasn't played a lot of right field in the majors, and that wall closed pretty quickly. Jason Worth knows all about that wall and right. It's basically become his home the last few years.
He had it, and he just doesn't catch the ball.
Three to the count to Helms. And a called strike 3. That was a fastball at the knees. I think Helms was thinking slider, and he got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball for a picture-perfect strike, and there's one away.
A nice comeback by Brad Lidge, 3-0, and then a ball not caught in right field, and he comes back, as Tom said, with a perfect fastball. That is a strike, and Wes Helms knew it.
Well, 1 out now for Mike Stanton. Got a slider in there for strike 1. Stanton 2 for 2 against Brad Lidge. This might sound strange, but the other 2 times he faced Brad Lidge, Brad was not throwing the way he's throwing now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. He's had a much better slider, better command of his slider since he blew that save in Washington.
On the hands, looper into short center. Victorino makes the catch for the second out. So Lidge is now 1 out away from pulling the Phillies to within a half a game of the Atlanta Braves. After the frustrations from game 1, the Phils are on the verge of a little elation here at game 2. Emilio Bonifacio is the pinch hitter for the Marlins. And this crowd of 45,373 coming to their feet.
He's got some rosin on his helmet.
A little bit.
at that thing.
Must be some pine tar up there.
Yes.
Bonifacio has 1 hit in 5 at bats against Lidge. Two and 0.
Other guy's just going to stand there and throw him a strike.
And there it is, strike 1. Bonifacio is a threat to try to bunt to get on.
Yeah, and they're up at the corners. But at least Placido Polanco is at third. Ryan Howard behind the bag at first.
Swing and a miss. He couldn't hold. He went all the way around. It's 2-2. Now this crowd is getting a little louder. Checks, no appeal, no swing. And it's 3-2. Line drive, base hit, and the inning is still alive for the Marlins. Bonifacio got a hanging slider. And that'll bring Cousins to the plate for his second at bat. Gabby Sanchez has come out of the on deck circle. That's the pitcher spot, the leadoff spot. He would be the tying run if Cousins were to get on. Brad let that one sail a little bit. Now he'll take his time getting back to the top of the mound. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, that was, let's go. That wasn't even about what are we going to throw next.
Runner goes outside. They won't throw. It's 3-1 to Cousins. This inning's getting a little dicier for the Phillies. It's 3-1 to Cousins. No stolen base for Bonifacio. And the pitch. And now it's 3-2. Way up into the upper deck. Brown has run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Scott Cousins. With 2 men down, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on the slider. And with that, the Phillies have pulled to within a half a game of first place for the first time since the 31st of May. So even with all of the problems that occurred in Game 1, the Phillies, after that game, found out that the Braves had lost to the Pirates. And with a win tonight, they could pull closer to the top spot. And they did just that. The offense woke up. And the Phillies not only a half a game behind the Braves in the division, the same amount of victories, but their lead in the wild card is at a game and a half over the San Francisco Giants, who have already won tonight. Placido Polanco is our Chevrolet player of the game, as his offense, a 2-run double, a triple, 2-run scored, helped spark this Phillies ball club to this victory tonight, as they win it by a final of 7-4. Pretty good night for Polly. Here's our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. The 2 hits from Placido Polanco.
That double he got, he knocked in 2 extra runs here. And it looked like they were only going to get a couple in that big 5-run inning. That was huge. Then they got another one after that. Double down the left field line. And then the Marlins were sneaking back a little bit, and Placido hits this thing going deep to left center field, off the wall, bounces away from Maben, turns into a triple. He would score after that. He did have a big offensive game, and for that reason, those are our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
And for that reason, he's down on the field with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Polanco, big hit there. Double down the line with 2 outs. Just looking to get something on the ball there then, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, try to put the barrel on the ball, and it happened, you know. I mean, he had me with 2 strikes. I didn't want to do too much, try to do too much, and just make contact.
How about the triple that you hit off the wall? I thought it had a chance to get out of there.
Again, you know, I'm just trying to put the barrel on the ball, and it was a fastball that he left up, and I was able to hit it pretty good.
How much does your hitting and the other guys being contagious, once that starts to roll, you know, it makes it a lot easier for the pitchers?
Hey, it is, because you don't want to be the only one with no hits, you know, and then you see your teammates battling and taking good at bats, and that's why you know, it motivates you, you know, you really want to do it.
Continued success. We'll have you on again. Nice going.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. The Phils win it. Roy Oswalt gets his 11th victory. He's now 8-0 at this ballpark. Phillies win it 7-4. We'll be back after this.